And by every usual standard, I was the biggest failure I knew. You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
2017 was one of the craziest years of my life, and I'm sure that something in 2017 changed your life. Some kind of a situation or an instance or whatever, something happened in 2017 that changed your life for the next couple months, changed your life for the next couple years, or maybe changed your life forever. Maybe you got married, maybe you got a new job, maybe you made a new relationship, maybe you made a new friendship, whatever it is. Something in 2017 affected the next couple years of your life. Or maybe even something in 2017 affected the rest of your lifetime here on this earth. Something occurred in 2017 that was huge for you. Or maybe even you had a sparked idea of something amazing. Or maybe you started something new, such as a YouTube channel. Maybe you started something new, such as a business. Whatever it is, something happened to you in 2017 that could have changed your life. Now, maybe you don't see it yet. Maybe you don't see what changed your life in 2017, but 5 years from now, maybe even 10 years from now, you're gonna look back on 2017 and say, wow, that instance, that situation, that whatever I was in that time really changed my life. This job that I had really changed my life and let me have the life skills that I have now and the life abilities that I have now for this job that I have 10 years from now. Or maybe it's even some kind of a relationship with a male or a female that 5 years from now you're going to be married, or maybe even a year from now you're going to, start to get together, and then 5 years, 10 years from now you're going to be married and have children, and you're going to look back at 2017 and say, wow, I didn't know at that time that that person was going to be my spouse. Maybe it's even something simple as taking a class in school. Maybe you're in high school, maybe you're a college student and you decide to take this class because it looked interesting, or because you just needed to get the credits, or because it looked like an easy class. But 5 to 10 years from now, or whatever, however long the timetable is, you're majoring in that in college. You're a professor in that area. You're an expert in that area. You see, a lot of us don't see it now. A lot of us don't see what we did in 2017 that's gonna affect the rest of our life. You see, in 2017, I experienced loads of different things that I have never experienced before in my lifetime. You see, I made some of the worst decisions of my life, but a lot of the things that happened in 2017 are going to set me up for the rest of my life. Some of the things that happened to me in 2017 are going to affect the rest of my life. You see, when I look back at 2017, I see a lot of failure. I see a lot of disappointment in myself. I see a lot of failure in myself. I see a lot of regret. I see a lot of anger. I see a lot of sadness. But you see, out of that failure, out of that disappointment, out of that anger, out of that sadness, out of that regret, I stood my ground. I've emerged into something, a whole different person in my mind. My mindset has completely turned around. My mindset has completely changed. You see, a few months ago, I was actually cooking a lot of stuff for my parents' anniversary. I actually did a vlog about that, but I was cooking an anniversary dinner for my parents. And this is something that we do every year. It's a normal occurrence, whatever. And me and my sister cook food and cook a nice dinner for my parents since they can't always go out. As I was cooking it, I was really going into deep thought about a lot of different things. And you see, when we cook things, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whether it's a snack, whether it's for somebody, whatever it is, when we cook things in life, it has to go through some kind of a heat process. It can't ever really go through a cold process, if you will. It can't ever go through a comfortable process. It needs to go through some kind of heat to be cooked. It needs to go through some kind of heat to be warmed up. It needs to go through some kind of heat to get to the end result. I put all the ingredients in this pizza pan, and I threw them all in there, and I was thinking to myself, man, this is us. You see, as I put all the ingredients in the pizza pan, and then I went to go set it in the oven, and I preheated it to 350, and I set the timer for 14 minutes or whatever, it went through a certain cycle of heat. And as I watched it grow in the oven, as I watched it arise, as I watched it emerge into something completely different than it was before I put it in the oven, it just amazed me. And I was just watching the dough rise in the pizza, and as I took a bite of the pizza, and as I was really thinking about this, I really thought to myself, this is us in our lives. You see, we have to go through a certain level of heat. We have to go through the oven. We have to go through the stovetop. We have to go through the microwave, the toaster. We have to go through a certain level of failure in our life to become something better. You see, before I put that pizza bread into the oven, it was nothing. It was a glob of nastiness. It was, if you bit that, you would become sick. If you took a bite of that and licked your fingers, you would become sick. It just wasn't unclean. It was not clean. But you see, as I put it in the oven, and as the dough started to arise, as it started to become better, as it started to become more of a dish, if you will, and as I took it out of the oven and I ripped it apart, it was a totally different dish than it was before I put it into the oven. You see, if you guys are not seeing where I'm getting at here, we have to go through failure in our lives to become a totally different person. We have to go through failure in our lives to become the person that God made us to be. You see, we all go through failure with whatever it is. We all go through some kind of a failure, some kind of depression in our lives, whether it's when you're 42 or whether it's when you're 14 years old. Whatever it is, we all go through some kind of failure or depression or sadness. But you see, we need to go through these things. We need to go through these low times to reach the high times. We need to go through the valleys to reach the high mountains. We need to go through these things to reach who we were made to be. You see, maybe 2017 was not a year for you. Maybe 2017 was a horrible year for you overall. Maybe you view it as the worst year of your life. But 2017 was really the foundation for the rest of your life. You see, maybe you look back at 2017 and you see ups and downs, or maybe you see a year of complete failure. But when I look back at the beginning of the year, I see a complete loser. And as the months go by, in June of 2017, I see a complete failure at life. I see a low life who is depressed, who is regretful, who is sad, who is angry all the time, who is all these different things. But then when I look at December of 2017, I see a totally changed person. I see 6 months later from depression, 6 months later from sadness, 6 months later from regret, 6 months later from anger. I see a completely changed person. I can see a completely changed mindset. I see a completely changed person inside and out. It's almost impossible to go through your whole entire lifetime without a single percent or a single act of failure. You see, failure holds us back from reaching our full potential. Failure holds us back from our goals in life. Failure holds us back from whatever we're trying to achieve. You see, the fear of failure immobilizes you and it makes you stay in one spot. And you see, failure really stalls you and your chances of reaching success at life. You see, when we experience some kind of tragedy in our lives, it's not easy to swallow. When we experience some kind of defeat in our lives, it's not easy to take in. You see, because failure can lead you into depression, into sadness, into anger, into remorse, into regretfulness, whatever it is. Failure will lead you down these long road of emotions that you never wanted to go down ever in your lifetime. But you see, failure is a part of life. It lives with us. You see, many people think of failure as the opposite of success. Many people think of failure as the very bottom. You see, failure is the stepping stones to success. You see, nothing worthwhile in life has ever been achieved without a series of failures. You see, when we look at successful people in our life, we want their lives. But we think it's all perfect in their lives. It's not perfect. You see, successful people also make mistakes. They also fail, but the difference between you and successful people is they don't give up. Instead, they remain steadfast. They don't get surprised by failure. You see, they overcome failure quickly and they get over it. And they get back on the road to success. Because you see, failure is the stepping stones to success. But you see, certain people learn from their mistakes and they move. Successful people learn from their mistakes and they move on. They overcome fear and they overcome failure. You see, overcoming the fear of failure is a major achievement and a major factor to reaching your goal. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back from reaching your goals. Don't let what happened in 2017, don't let what happened 5 years ago, don't let what happened just a week ago hold you back from reaching your goals in 2018. You see, the key to success is not avoiding failure, but learning to overcome the fear of failure. You see, we have to learn from our mistakes, learn from our failures, and grow off of them. We have to become better out of them. Failure should be our teacher and not our undertaker. You see, failure may just be a delay, but it's certainly not defeat. Maybe you're watching this video and you're going through a low time right now, or maybe you're even going through a high time, but you've really digressed. You see, my friends, we can't do success on our own. We can't have a certain level of success on our own. I look back on a Bible verse that has really spoken to me the past 2 years of my life. And I look back at 1 Corinthians 9:24. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, a lot of you have no idea what I'm talking about, but a lot of you have sort of an idea what I'm talking about, and here's how that verse goes. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Now, maybe you don't really understand what that meant, or maybe you still don't understand what I've been saying in this whole video, and I'm just going to sum it down, and I'm going to challenge you guys with 2 things. I'm going to challenge the Levites with 2 different things. Number 1, follow your goals. Make a goal in 2018 that you are going to achieve. No matter how drastic it is, no matter how big the goal is, it doesn't matter. Make the goal and make sure that you achieve that goal in 2018. Make sure that you achieve that certain goal that you want to achieve in 2018. Make sure that you don't let failure bring you down. Make sure that you don't let a certain amount of fear bring you down in that goal. And challenge number 2. I ask you, my friends, if you do not know the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and as your personal Father, I ask you that you will turn to Him. I ask you that you will go to your local church and seek out what this really is. Just give it a try, and I promise it will change the rest of your life. You see, maybe if you just go through these 2 simple challenges, if you just write down your goals that you want to achieve in 2018, if you just seek out your local church, if you just seek out the face of God, it will change your life forever. Don't look towards your left and don't look towards your right, but keep your head straight. Keep looking straight. Keep your eye on the prize. You see, in 2018, this is the year to make your relationship with God flourish. It's not just a one and done thing. No, it's a relationship with God. You see, I challenge you, my friends, to go to your local church, to contact your local church. I challenge you, my friends, if you have no idea what you're doing, comment on this video, contact me in some type of a way, and let me know that you have no clue what you're doing with this Jesus guy. And I will be more than happy in that area to help you out no matter what it takes. I will meet with you face to face if I have to. You see, my friends, I challenge you this year to keep your eyes on the prize and reach your goals. Maybe 2017 was one of the worst years of your life, but it is the stepping stone, it is the foundation for the rest of your life. And 2018 is going to be one of the best years of your life. I challenge you today, my friends. Do you accept my challenge?